Match day 27 in the Premier League was a blast. We did see a lot of exciting moments, lots of good goals, lots of good saves, lots of good assists as well. But which were the moments that stood out from the rest? We're going to be looking at all of that in this video. And to anyone watching, we're doing this video before Manchester United take on Everton, even though in my head, I think I know how that game will end. But let's not go into any of that. Let's go into the talk of today's video, starting with you, Victor. What was your best moment of the week from round 27?
Is I getting a brace against Spurs? This is starting to feel personal. It's something like, oh, you wanted me to play for you? Okay, I'll sign for your biggest rivals, flop like a fish on land, but then knock 50 shades of shit out of you any chance I get.
Mm,
It was a very good performance from him, quite unexpected, I would say, because he has not been at his best, and I think that's an understatement. He has been quite poor all season. I think we're not talking enough about just how much of a flop Eze has been for Arsenal, but this was my moment of the week. Getting a
fair
break
point.
against Spurs, it's a good result for him.
Yeah, good one. Max, your take?
Yeah, I have a different one. Actually, I feel like we should praise a bit Crystal Palace because it was first win in 10 match days at home. Because we all knew that they were decent at home like last season and everybody was scared to come to them. But this moment, they've been not winning in 9. So I feel like we should mention that it was a nice, at least a bit of good result for Class 9 in recent times is acceptable.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
fair
with all
enough.
due respect, it
I
was
mean, both
Wolves,
both of
mate.
them both of them are actually good moments, but it's not about the jersey I'm wearing. But I have to go with Victor here. Like doing that in a North London derby, scoring 5 goals against Spurs in the same season when they should have signed you is literally just a very big statement. The fact that he had not scored in about 18 games before that match was a lot to come and do that in that game. Now I think Victor's moment just tops this one. But anyways, moving on and back to you again, Victor. Who was your best player for the round?
I quite liked seeing Nico O'Reilly get 2 goals, and I think that was the best performance for a player this week. Just thinking about the fact that the pressure that City are under at the moment, and he seems to have quite a young head, an old head on young shoulders. It's just it boded well for him, and yeah, it was a good performance in general from City, but Nico O'Reilly was the best player for me.
Fair point. Max, you have something different.
I mean, actually, I have also the player from Man City, but it's Rodri for me, because he
Mm.
finally played 90 minutes. He was under pressure as well. As Victor mentioned, that he's already not the same guy, but I mean, he won 12 or 13 duels, both on pitch and, I mean, also free tackles. About 80 plus accuracy even for the long balls. I mean, he was doing decent, so I would probably say him.
Yeah, I mean, both players actually were amazing in that game. But football is a game of moments, and football is a game of results. And for me, O'Reilly's performance led to the defining moment. So, I mean, I'm going with O'Reilly too as the best player for the round. And anyways, I'm moving on, Victor. The best goal among all the goals we saw.
I'll go with Anton Stach. That free kick against Villa was just stunning. It was, I would say, obviously the wrong decision on Martinez's behalf, put a one-man wall, and if I recall correctly, it was Leon Bailey, who not exactly the tallest lad. But yeah, take nothing away from Stach. That was just brilliant.
Max, your goal of the round.
Yeah, this is first time we agree on the goal, because when I just saw that live, I was already pretty certain that I'm going to include that one because it was perfect curve, like 25 plus meters. Definitely goal of the week.
Yeah, I agree too. I watched that game in real time too, so I was stunned. I was stunned. Anyways, moving on, Victor, your best save of the round.
I'll probably go with Raya here. That goal line claw to keep it out from Richarlison. That was a very, very good reflex, very good thinking on the spot. And yeah, Donnarumma had a good one, but I need to go with Raya here. It was one of those title winning moments, I suppose you could call it. If this does come to fruition, I think this would be it in terms of like the highlight reel Arsenal's defensive play this season.
Interesting. Max, your answer to that.
Actually, I was also thinking about this save, but then I saw the double save from Carl Darlow in the ending of the first half. I mean, it was a 100% goal, but he saved it from 2 meters, and then he pushed the ball out of the other offensive player. So I would probably go him.
Yeah, this is a tough one here, but I think I'm going with Max to yeah as well because that was actually pretty difficult to pull off, to be fair. And to do it even when it seemed like it was already a goal. I think I'm going with Max on this one, to be fair. But anyways, moving on, Victor, your best assist of the round.
I really liked Haaland's chipped cross for O'Reilly. It was that sort of chipped cross that's like chipped cross 101 should be taught in football academies. I quite like that one. There were a few that maybe were better, I suppose, for certain people, but this one for me was just like textbook.
Interesting, Max, your pick.
I would go with Wilson's assist on the Iwobi, not just because the assist himself was a decent, but also the way he ran almost the whole pitch and then did a perfect curve assist, and then Iwobi scored a decent goal, so I'd probably go with him.
Yeah, think I'm just also leaning towards Max here. The sequence of play leading to Wilson's assist for Iwobi was just actually brilliant from Fulham as a whole. So yeah, I'm leaning towards that one as well. But anyways, this is not about the best moment or the best player, but the best overall performance, Victor.
Forest, absolutely Nottingham Forest.
Mm.
The way they played was like, let's be honest here for a second. Liverpool absolutely did not deserve that win. Um, Forest were by far the better team, especially in the first half. That was just atrocious from Liverpool, but not because Liverpool were that poor. Forest themselves were that damned good. And I do, even as a Liverpool fan, I really do feel for Pereira because at least a draw would have been the correct result here.
Max, your take on that?
I mean, we agree again because a couple of weeks ago we've been laughing about them picking Pereira for the manager and the way they played before him. It was just terrible, I'd say. And this game they were obviously doing great. They deserved at least 1 or 2 goals. Alisson was doing great. They've been attacking a lot. So, I mean, they definitely didn't play at least a draw, but I would probably even say that they were the better side and they would definitely deserve to win. So I'd say as a team performance, definitely Forest.
Fair enough. And then talking about good performances, and then there's the opposite. Victor, who was the most crappy performance of the week?
Yeah, my donkey of the week is Tolwa Rokodare. Mate, that penalty against Palace, you can't do that. You just can't. Seriously, you're rock bottom. You're fighting for your life to not break Derby County's record. You need a goal. You get a penalty, and then you do that. It was honestly, I could imagine my cat would have taken it better, and that's saying something. It was just absolutely terrible.
Max, your take on this?
I have Nathan Collins for this one. I mean, your defender just got injured. You come on the pitch and like 30 seconds later, like some pellet techniques, and you lose the ball like 5 meters away from goal and concede a goal. It's definitely a donkey moment for me.
Yeah, this two of them could easily pass, but like I mean, Tolu Arukudari. I'm sorry because he's Nigerian too, but that was just outrageous. When your club is bottom of the league, they have little reasons to smile. So you should take all these little chances you get. So I'm just leaning with that. I mean,
Yeah,
it's sad that
seriously, put all the frustration and hate you have into that penalty. Don't softball it in like that.
yeah, exactly. So I'm actually leaning with Victor on this one. But anyways, moving on. What was the stupidest moment of the weekend from any player or club? But
Wesley Fofana, making that studs up challenge when you're already on a yellow, that's daft. It doesn't make any sense to me, and it's an absolutely well deserved second yellow.
Max, yours?
I actually have a game here between West Ham and Bournemouth. Watching that show was a bad time because there have been like 20 goal scoring moments every time they've been shooting bars, crossbar. I mean, everybody was missing every shot, and that was just terrible to watch. So I'd say that was the stupidest moment for me, at least.
Yeah, but like Fofana's one was just like a brain dead decision to me. Like, why did you have to do that? Especially when you're not on a yellow. Even if he was not on a yellow, he could have easily gotten a straight red,
Yeah.
probably. So it was a very stupid moment to me, and especially because they play Arsenal next. So, anyways, moving on the final note, Victor, what was your biggest shock of the round?
Well, Max already spoke about this for a second, and for me, the biggest shock was West Ham and Bournemouth playing a 0-0 draw. West Ham alone had 3.28 xG. There were 30 total shots in the game, 8 of which on target. It was some better football than I expected to see in terms of chance creation. Finishing was obviously quite poor, let's put it that way. But yeah, seeing that finish 0-0, that was shocking.
Yeah, true. Max, your answer to this?
I have one for the team and one for the player. And with the team, I mean, obviously Chelsea not winning against Burnley at home. This is a shock, even despite the red card. But for the player, Colade probably won't like it, but Gyökeres scoring 2 goals against big team is definitely a shocker for this season. He did it only
Because
Wait,
against
wait,
Leeds.
wait. Are we
Spurs are
calling
not a
Spurs
big
a big
team.
team?
Exactly. Technically, Spurs are not a
I
big
mean,
team.
they're yet a big 6 team, but yeah, obviously they're not at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually going with Max on this one, not the Gyökeres one, but the Chelsea one. Just failing to beat Burnley at home is atrocious, man. It's really
Yeah.
atrocious, and I really don't know the words for Chelsea. And yeah, the Gyökeres one is more of a positive shock, to be fair, not the bad kind, so more of a positive one. But yeah, those are our awards for round 27. Now we're asking our viewers to join us. Tell us what you think about the best player, the best goal, the best save, best assist, and also, of course, the donkey of the week. Tell us if you agree with our picks or you have something different in mind. And we'll be waiting to respond in the comment.